All right. Diburei Emunah from Rabbi Yitzchak Bender. We are holding by, I believe, it's the third Sikha. Is Amud Lamed Gimel. The afflictions that you see in your fellow man can serve you to rectify your own. Every deficiency that you see by somebody else, people like to blame somebody else. But the truth is that if we wouldn't have this kind of chesron, we wouldn't even see it in our friends. So that's why it is behechrach. It's a must that we have a shaykhs to every deficiency that we see. It is said about Baal Shem Tov that he told one of his Talmidim to go for Shabbos Kodesh to spend Shabbos by a certain person. When he got there and he stayed by the seat, and he saw that he's a very, he's a very yid. It was very elchid. It was a good yid, and he makes Shabbos properly, and he learns, and he serves Hashem. So he thought, what can I learn from him? So once he went outside and he saw that there's somebody who's Mechal Shabbos right next to this person. So he was all afraid. He got scared and he got in. And he told the landlord, that your neighbor is Mechal Shabbos. The Baal Bayis said, whatever's happening outside, this is, I don't know. It's a wonder for me. How can a person can think about what's happening outside instead of thinking what's happening to me, my inside? A Yid has to think about himself when he sees the deficiency in somebody else. The chesron of the Talmud of the Baal Shem Tov was that even though he was Ish Kodesh, but he had a chesron, he had this deficiency that he would see the deficiencies in others. So that's why his Rebbe sent him to somebody that he will hear from him. And the thing is that Yid that didn't know all these years that his neighbor is Mechal Shabbos until the Talmud came, he had to learn something from that as well. So the Elim says, there's halacha, that somebody has negoyim, like tzaras, leprosy, whatever it is. So the question is that you have to call a kohen, and the kohen is to see whether it is leprosy, it's not leprosy, or whatever. So this is only a kohen can see it. Now there's a halacha. This kol negoyim odom roy, somebody who was expert in negoyim, a kohen, expert in negoyim. He can see anybody in negoyim. Chutz minigei atzmai. The only negoyim he cannot see is his own negoyim. Why? Because you're naturally b'shichar, you're naturally bribed not to. He says. So the Olam says that kol negoyim she'odom roy mechutz. It says, Kol negoyim she'odom roeh chutz minigei atzmai. It says, Kol negoyim she'odom roeh chutz. All the negoyim that you see on the outside, you should know minigei atzmai. This is from your own deficiencies. This is how you see it. Rabbi Nosson says, when is a person allowed to see negoyim of acherim? Only if through this.
What's the word for deficiency?
Chesronos.
Not negi.
Negoyim. Negoyim is affliction. Affliction is he says, when can a person see? When is a person allowed to see the afflictions of others? Only if through that he can get out of his own negoim. In other words, if I see a person in his anger, this causes me to pay attention to the fact that, how awful anger is, and face changes like that. Person speaks to Shana and his friend, how mystic this is, and they showed it to me, so I will get out of this midah myself. He says, Kol negoim odem roeh, you're allowed to see somebody else's negoim, so that she yetzel lachutz, that you'll go out b'nigei atzma. He says, we need to be mischadish, and to go to cheder again. We're going to learn Aleph base, as Nossi used to say, that Rabbeinu learns with us Kometz Aleph in Azah Cheder, which is such a good Cheder, such a wonderful Cheder. As they are good to Cheder, with the Malamed, as that kind heart, as that good, as that Zisel. There are some Malamed that are hard, they hate the kids and everything. But he's a good person, he doesn't he doesn't say schlock nicht keinem. The Rebbe doesn't hit anybody. He speaks about with toiv, with nachas, and he begs us, just listen to me. Just obey to what I tell you. Do what I tell you. Things will be good forever. Trust me, they'll be good for you forever. Just I beg of you, listen to me. Please.